transit aspect that's going on for the next week or so that is giving people the symptoms of depressive psychosis. It's a trine between Mercury and Neptune, and any kind of illness that's associated with Neptune is always difficult to diagnose. So it says depressive psychosis is called delusional depression or psychotic depression, characterized by symptoms of both depression and psychosis, a combination of fears and threats that are present in the mind, but so that's associating with Neptune being nebulous and Mercury's characteristics with the mind. The cause of depressive psychosis is not known. That's typical for any kind of disease or condition associated with Neptune, that since it's difficult to diagnose and it's difficult to completely understand, if you can't diagnose and understand all the aspects of it, then it's pretty much impossible to diagnose it properly. What are symptoms? Eating more or less than usual, feeling irritable or angry. I'm feeling that. Wishing for death. That would be associated with people who have Scorpio moons, more or less, or even Cancer. I would say, I guess, maybe all water sign moons, specifically Scorpio the most. Withdrawing from social activities, sleeping excessively or having difficulty sleeping. So people who are manic would probably experience the difficulty sleeping. So that would be like fire energy or air energy. And then losing focus or concentration, feeling less joy in life's activities, or feeling that you hate yourself, worthless, or guilty. You could potentially experience delusions and hallucinations involving hearing, smelling, things that are not real. Or in your dreams, you should be able to at least kind of remember maybe what your dream's theme was. Explore yourself a little bit more and understand why Neptune and Mercury is affecting you this way, because everybody's different. When these things come up, except for if you looked at transits like this, then you'll at least understand the triggers and certain things within you that would cause this kind of feeling to stir up. And it says it can't be prevented. It's difficult to prevent because the cause is unknown. Because Neptune never lets you know the cause because of its nebulous nature. I just thought I'd elaborate a little bit more on that. Emphasis on depressive psychosis is going to last at least throughout the first half of November, I would assume. And with anybody with water signs or Scorpio moon is going to feel this even more and potentially longer. Or anybody who has a Capricorn or Saturn emphasis, because since that square is going on with Neptune, it's going to be causing all kinds of things. I hope this kind of helps anybody who doesn't really understand a lot of the symbolism, because I've had a couple of criticisms that some people appreciate my videos but don't necessarily understand all the lingo. So I'll just show you an interesting clip of Jung. I'm projecting my own interest right now. I'm getting a little bit more into Jung. He is all about the exploring dreams. So when I started mentioning that you might see some sort of this manifestation with this trine in your dreams, just made me think of Jung's individuation. So thought I'd just add this just for a little additive goodie, I guess. So thanks guys for watching that. If you have any other questions about this in particular, please feel free to comment below and share this too. I would love to expand my I guess audience, or people who want to engage with me about this, just because the more I get to talk to you guys, the more experience I get as well, and then the more I can understand things and share thoughts and ideas with you guys.
Why did primitive humans go to such lengths to describe and interpret happenings in the natural world? For example, the rising and setting of the sun, the phases of the moon, the seasons. Carl Jung believed that the events of nature were not simply put into fairy tales and myths as a way of explaining them physically. Rather, the outer world was used to make sense of the inner. By his time, Jung noted, this rich well of symbols, art, religion, mythology, which for thousands of years helped people understand the mysteries of life, had been filled in and replaced by the science of psychology. What psychology lacked, ironically given its borrowing of the ancient Greek term, is the understanding of the psyche, or the self in its broadest terms. For Jung, the goal of life was the individuation of this self, a sort of uniting of a person's conscious and unconscious minds so that their original unique promise might be fulfilled. This larger conception of the self was also based on the idea that humans are expressions of a deeper layer of universal consciousness. To grasp the uniqueness of each person, paradoxically, we had to go beyond the personal self to understand the workings of this deeper, collective wisdom.